if you could pick one Gator legend or just one Gator in general from any team in years past to join this team, who would you pick? So I think you can look at QB for us, and you're obviously you could say a Tim Tebow. You've had Danny Warfel, Steve Spurrier, or Kyle Trask, and all great QBs, or Rex Grossman. Shane Matthews. We had some really good QBs in our time. But I think you look at DJ Lagway, maybe the most talented QB that we've had here. We had AR recently as well, but you're keeping Lagway on this team. It's love Tebow, but if you're only taking one player here, you're keeping Lagway. You think you're really fine with the running backs with Ball, Jackson, Webb, Daniels, the freshman, and so on. So I think you're fine there. Receivers, this is an interesting spot to look at here. I think if you're looking at the wide receivers, J. Michael Sturdivant's a guy who has produced before. He has over 1,600 career yards. Last year wasn't as good for him, but a lot of different things happening at UCLA. QB play, offensive line, the offense in general. When you look at J. Michael Sturdivant as a talent, he's there and he's proven before. You have some young guys, Dallas Wilson, Vernell Brown, Nashawn Montgomery, Adam Mizell still, Tank Hawkins. And then you have Trey Wilson, who, when he's played, he's been a really good player. So, you could go wide receiver. You can also look at a Percy Harvin. Van Jefferson was a second-round pick. Kadarius Toney was an elite playmaker for us. Recently, Ricky Pearsall was a great player. We've had some really good receivers in the past. But I think, and it's not going to be on the offensive line. We already have one of the best in the country. I think you easily go to the defensive side of the ball where you see more depth issues and some questions. Mark has it right here. The number one spot you're looking for is a defensive tackle. And, that's a really good point. You have Caleb Banks, who potential first-round draft pick. I think you have everything you want with Caleb Banks that you need. And, you have on the edge or F position with Tyreek Sapp and Cam James. You're good at edge. You're good on the defensive line. You do have some depth issues, nose tackle in particular. Jamari Lyons and Mekhi Barrow are two guys that can be good and solid. Although you don't know how high of a ceiling they have. And after Caleb Banks, you bring in Brandon Bett from Baylor. Who knows how good Bett will be? We'll see. Fall practice starts in less than a month. And, there's a reason that Baylor really liked him. And they didn't want him to leave, but some stuff happened there, so we did end up leaving. But, look at mostly that nose tackle spot. Mark with it right here. Sharif Floyd. That is a great shout right there as maybe being the right answer. He was a great player for us, can play inside. I think you're also looking at maybe some other recent players. Jonathan Bullard, maybe not enough inside as you would want, but those are some good answers. But I think we'll also avoid the linebacker position because I think you have a lot of young talent. Of course, you would take a Brandon Spikes or a Brandon Seiler even, and Ventrell Miller was a good back. David Reese was a really good linebacker for us, and Shamar James was pretty good for us. But, you have Pup Howard with proven production to be a really good player. And then you have all that young talent with Miles Graham and Aaron Childs and Janet Robinson's a proven solid player. You have Ty Jackson in that rotation now. So it's I think you stay with your linebackers, and if you can't develop them, then that's, so be it. That's on your staff. I think what we're looking at here is probably going to be the secondary. Now, you look at the corner room, you see Devin Moore, Dejon Johnson, two guys I really like. I think they can be really good corners. Both have all SEC team potential. Devin Moore in particular, really great player when he's healthy. But when you look at Devin Moore, he just hasn't stayed healthy at all in his career. So I think corner could be the one spot that would make the most sense. And you're looking at Florida with a great history of corners. You don't even have to look back far. Go back to Kyer Elam, first-round pick, was a great corner here. C.J. Henderson was a great corner. Tease Tabor, Quincy Wilson, Vernon Hargraves, Joe Hayden. And I just can keep going on and on and on about Florida Gators corners. It's Lito Shepherd. We have some really good corners. I think now what happens in the NFL is a different story. The two guys I would probably look at for corner, Joe Hayden and Vernon Hargraves. I mean, I didn't get to watch much of Hargraves. I watched a lot more of Hayden. I watched a lot more of Vernon Hargraves, and I thought he was an elite matchup corner. Like, he was shutting down whatever wide receiver you put on him in any given day, basically, here in college. Now, again, we're ignoring what they did in the NFL. We're specifically focusing on what they did in college. So I think if I was going for corner, I'd probably go Vernon Hargraves. But, a lot of great potential options there. Joe Hayden, as I mentioned, I mean, really, you give us one of those guys, and this goes from a position group that we really like, or that we think has the potential, especially if they can stay healthy, to being maybe a position group we're talking about as one of the best on this team. Excuse me. Yeah, right here, Jackrabbit, Janoris Jenkins. I mean, and then the next position I was going to talk about that you could maybe equally say safety. Now, we returned Jordan Castell. It's a player we've talked a lot about, ups and downs, some really good, some mediocre stuff from him. But 2-year starter here in the SEC, it's like, if the staff is willing to go with him, he's had some injuries. So you're expecting him to be healthy. Currently, he's healthy. If he stays healthy through fall practice, expect him to be healthy going into the season. Maybe you get him when he's playing at his best. And then he has potential to be an NFL player. I mean, top a day 2 draft pick even. So I think Castell could be a really good player, but it's also like we've seen that floor with him. And Bryce Thornton, I think higher floor but lower ceiling type of player. Bryce Thornton played extremely well down the stretch. Obviously had those 2 interceptions that were crucial against Ole Miss and played pretty well outside of that as well. So it's like you have 2 players that you've seen some good things from, but you've seen some inconsistencies, especially from Castell. But you look at our safeties. I mean, Reggie Nelson, Lawrence Wright, Ahmad Black, Marcus May, Keanu Neal. Oh, man, that headhunter Keanu Neal was. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I mean, exactly like Mark saying it right here. Lots of great safeties in recent times. Like, you add any of those guys to the room, and this is a room that has a lot of snaps, but maybe not as much elite proven production as you would want. So it's like, I think you can make the argument for either corners or safeties. Marcel Harris right here. I mean, I think personally I would go corner because I worry more about the depth and the injuries at corner. Because, I mean, safeties, you had Alsaw Turner last year go down week 1 against Miami. And, you had Jaquez Bridges, and then you had Bryce Thornton end up stepping up. I mean, yeah, right here. Gardner might be the best because of his versatility. That's a really good shout right there. So it's like, I love that shout. I mean, I'm a big Marcus May fan again. I'm going to be more biased towards the players that I've seen play football for the Gators. So, I mean, Marcus May be the pick. So, yeah, I don't hate that at all. Or Chauncey Gardner, sorry. I don't hate that because, I mean, you look at the star position and it's like, we really like Aaron Gates and we like Sharif Denson, although Gates, he's going to play this year, but is he going to play week 1 against LIU? Is he going to play week 2 against USF? Is he going to be fully ready to play week 3 against LSU? So then you look at it's just probably Denton, Alfonso Allen, maybe a Flowers, a freshman, or Michael Caraway, the transfer. But, if it's Gardner there as well, I mean, you're looking really good there because of that flexibility, which one thing Billy Napier on this staff really likes is positional flexibility. You look at the recruits they're getting. You look at 4-star defensive tackle Kendall Gervil we just got. He's someone that they can play at defensive tackle and nose tackle there. So it's a really good addition for him with getting him because he has that flexibility. Draylen McCoy on the D-line as well. He can play edge. He can play the tackle. He can play jack, F, like guy that has positional flexibility. So Gardner is a really good shout there. You look at the recent commit we got in 4-star corner, CJ Hester. It's a guy who plays a lot of safety as well. So it's like a guy that could probably also play at nickel star, I should say. So it's like, but it's mainly a corner from what I've been told that we're be recruiting him at. So it's like this staff loves that flexibility. So Chauncey Gardner-Johnson might be the best pick there. And, Chauncey's maybe had the best NFL career of most of those players we talked about. I mean, I think Reggie Nelson would be hard to pass up on, though, who's a really good player for us. So, and Ahmad Black, I mean, again, all of these guys, Lawrence Wright, I mean, they'd be great on this. But I think I would go corner, and I would go Vernon Hargraves because he was just that elite shutdown corner. I mean, he was getting those picks, he was getting deflections. Obviously, as I said, we're not really looking at what they did in the NFL, but what they did in college and what he did in college was maybe one of the best corners I've ever seen. All right, we'll end that there. But yeah, leave who you guys think in the comments would be a pick. I mean, I skipped on it earlier, but George, I would take Kyle Trask as the backup quarterback. I mean, that would be funny as you. I mean, I assume this is supposed to be kind of sarcastic right there with that emoji there, but yeah, I mean, if it was Trask, that would be a kind of funny thing. And hey, I mean, if you had a Percy Harvin to this team, there have been people who said Percy Harvin is the greatest Gator of all time. His electricity is just unmatched. Like, I really like Trey Wilson in that gadget type of player role, but I mean, Percy Harvin is obviously another tier above. So, we would obviously not skip on a Percy Harvin type of player. And somehow, I didn't even mention Kyle Pitts. I mean, look at our tight end room. I like Canton. He's solid. You hope you get some more from Amir Jackson, the former top 100 recruit. He was a true freshman last year, so it's like you can't be upset I didn't do too much on the field last year, but you hope to see some from him. And Tony Livingston, we saw a little bit more of him at the end of the year. Got a touchdown, I think, against FSU and against Tulane in the bowl game when we stopped playing Arliss Boardingham, and he's now at Bowling Green, I believe. So it's like, obviously, Pitts would make a huge difference. And I mean, imagine if Lagley just had a 6'6", 245 target out there that had the speed, size, and everything that you want in a player. I mean, oh my goodness, the deep balls, the Pitts, they would be insane. I feel pretty good about our team, except I'm not sure about the backup quarterback. I don't think we should worry too much about the backup quarterback. I mean, yes and no. It's like, it's one of those things where you always have to have that backup option. But, and it's like ours is Harrison Bailey or Aiden Warner. I mean, Clay Millen, if he actually is a real player. I mean, Clay Millen just might not even exist. So I think that's something that we have to keep in mind right there. Kenny Hawthorne here. Percy is the most talented player to ever play. I mean, yeah. I mean, the most electrifying player. I mean, I obviously didn't get to see too much of him being too young and everything. So it's like, to me, maybe the most electrifying or most talented player I've ever seen was that Kyle Pitts. I mean, in 2020, especially, like, Kyle Pitts was this next level. So it's like, we're going to have our personal bias, but sticking with the defense, for my opinion there. And I really like if we could have had a corner, and especially at the level of a Vernon Hargraves.